6 whole hours. And that's a great length of time for this size roast. 6 to 8 hours depending on the size of the roast. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to make some gravy for it. So you can pour it over the top of the vegetables and the meat. It's really, really good. Alright, so what I got here is I have a slurry. It's called a slurry of some cornstarch. I've got 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with about a half a cup of water, cold water, because it seems to dissolve a whole lot better in cold water. It doesn't turn into like lumpies. So I'll whisk that in there. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to get some of this great gravy mix, if I can get it without getting all kinds of vegetables in with it. And I'm going to pour that in here. And you know what? Sometimes it don't matter if you got a little... I got a green bean. Come here, green bean. Get out of the way. And keep going till you got about half the pot. Be patient. And that should be enough for right now. Because I'm not going to make a whole bunch. Anyway, that's about maybe 2.5 cups. Put it on medium heat. Let it warm up a little bit. Now this is already hot, so it's not a big deal. So you can start pouring it in there just a little bit. Stirry, stirry, stirry. And what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of stir it a little bit until it starts to thicken up. It only takes a couple minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that start to work. You don't have to stir it constantly. Because here's the piece of resistance, or however you say it in French. I ain't French. So here is our meat.
I think half of it you lost in there.
No, I think you snuck in here and ate half of it. And I'm going to show you how it's supposed to flake apart. Move. And so, now watch. This is how it's supposed to do. Look how it just falls apart. Just like that. It just falls apart. That's what you want when you make a roast. For it to melt in your mouth like butter. So, I'm going to go ahead and make my husband a small plate. We had a little bit of a late lunch, so...
Don't be stingy.
I'm not going to be stingy, but I'm going to get a different knife because that one wants to play games with me. This is a good one. Sorry. So you don't want a roast that you got to cut into cubes. You want a roast that's going to melt away and be so tasty.
That's good.
Is it enough for you?
A little bit more.
Okay.
There you go. That's good.
There. And I'm making a mess. This is my kitchen. That's the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to have a good time. Now we got our vegetables. All of our little vegetables. A couple of little taters in here. I know I'm not going crazy. I'm just giving you some green beans because I know you like green beans. And a few of my little carrots.
That's good.
Look at that. Now, see, this is starting to thicken up a little bit. It's going to start to kind of boil. Back. If you just leave it alone for a minute, it'll start to boil, and then it'll be ready to go. Oh, you're going to overcook it. You don't. Oh, you don't. Don't touch my stove.
Well, my finger got in the way.
Oh no, sorry about the finger.
It was the middle finger.
Shame on you. Of course, that's my favorite finger anyway. And it's starting to thicken up a little bit. It's funny how making a gravy thickens up so quick. It starts off real watery, and you're thinking, oh, it's going to take forever. And then all of a sudden, it just, whoop, turns into gel. It's really cool. It's a chemical reaction. With the heat and all, and the starch, everything binds. I'll show y'all how to make red-eye gravy one of these days. I'm probably going to make some fried cube steak with some red-eye gravy or black pepper gravy, white gravy basically. And it's a good southern recipe. It's yummy and I love it so much. With some probably mashed red peppers, potatoes, red peppers. Anyway, it's thickening up now. And you want to take, still a little watery. You probably should have started this first. Oh, there it goes. Now it's starting to thicken up. It didn't like the whisk. It likes the wooden spoon better. There we go. Bring that in a little closer, love. See? It's starting to thicken up. You can tell by the waves. If the waves don't follow it close, and they pull behind, that's how it's getting thick. It's like slow waves. It's a little lesson you need to learn in thickening stuff up. If you want the farther the wave stays behind, the thicker it's getting. Sorry, I don't have any background music on this. So anyway, I'm going to pour a little bit on here. Because nobody likes now my roast isn't dry, but it does make it taste a lot better when you have a little bit of this gravy on it. And there we go. There's our Sunday roast for the day. So what I'm going to do is serve this to my husband, but I'm going to let y'all know, probably Wednesday, I'm going to be making homemade chicken and dumplings. Now, everybody keeps hollering about stew dogs. Stew dogs this, stew dogs that, Marty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some stew dogs, and I'm probably going to make them either Friday or Saturday coming up. But I'll let you know for sure on Facebook. Keep up with me on Facebook and keep it coming. Talk to y'all later.